this channel continue in 2019? Just going to throw you some random thoughts that I have here. The first one is I'm about 40%, I think, of being sustainable from the business side of this thing. There are a lot more resources that it takes to put out a video than one may think. It's on average 50 to 60 hours a week to get content out on this channel. So Patreon was set up as a way for people to back and support this. The link is right here. It's also, linked above or below, depending on where this is uploaded. And the idea here was I'll provide additional value to you, the viewers, in different forms, from spending more time on listening to your ideas for scripts or feedback that you may have, to a closed Facebook group, to sending out some cool different things when it's whether that's stickers, posters, different sort of shirts and merch and things like that, as well as live streams and listening to you and meeting with you yearly just to chat and learn about you, the viewer, and what it is that you're interested in behavior analysis. So I'm really going to focus on trying to strategically build that over the rest of this quarter. It is crucial that that's hit for 2019 to be a success. And I'll get into why that is. So in addition to the time that it takes to make this happen, there's this issue where the resources also help get the right subject matter experts involved. So quite oftentimes I get reached out to from somebody that says, hey, I would love to be a part of this, but we're sometimes 2, 3, 4, 5, 10,000 miles apart. And things I can do that are, relatively not resource intensive at all, are putting up like, hey, here's the conferences I'm going to, and we can try to overlap and see when we can come together to make something creative that is for this channel. But at the same time, I'm not the best person to be creating this content all the time, depending on the subject. Yes, I know behavior analysis, and I know what I think is a decent, respectable amount of the field, but when you get into it, there are so many niches and so many areas that someone like me, as a jack of all trades, can talk about some things, right, to a surface level and to an extent that I think is valuable for the larger community, but not in the depth that's needed and what's wanted from the viewers sometimes. So hitting these sort of goals on Patreon will allow me to start to work with others that can, I can offshore a little bit of the scripting and the help with the research reviews and such to make sure that we're putting something out that is the best possible video and content for the field. Now, I've had some questions about, will this continue? We see the value in it, and I would agree that I see the value in it, and I've seen that throughout this year. The ways in which it's expanded my skill set are unbelievable. What used to take me 10 hours takes me 2. The ideas and how to create these things and how to do the in-camera transitions, like the stuff that you need to think of before you even shoot and while you're shooting, to be able to make this some final product that is flashy and interesting and catchy. Those things are getting so much easier and they're so exciting. It's like watching your own skill development is just amazing. And indirectly, it's provided so many cool resources in the sense of just connecting with people from around the world and connecting with really influential thought leaders in our field that purposely hide behind the scenes because of the negative online social culture that our field has. So that's exciting. We're hoping to bring some of them more into the public light in various different ways, whether it's this channel or the other affiliations that I have, the different ventures that I work on. But I think most importantly is I've seen that there's a community, the people that are viewing consistently day to day, the people that are backing on Patreon, that really see that this has value for trying to bring a more public light to the field. And that wasn't necessarily the intentions of the first year. I didn't say that this was a dissemination effort in the purest sense of this will cause some sort of adoption of tools or processes or any sort of interventions with some sort of integrity. There's a chance people might stumble upon something that would maybe lead to them being able to do that, but that's not what this is. This isn't a true dissemination attempt. But I think that next year that could be something that's more strategically hit. So Some ideas I'm considering is working closely with a handful of partners and really focusing on how we can provide content for their viewers and their niche that they're working in. If you're interested, let me know via email. I'll link it right here. And in the meantime, keeping this channel open for the more random thoughts and ideas and resources and such that are out there, but in a more controlled sort of way. Maybe something that is a little more consistent on here's what to expect Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I get that those content schedules are very important for everybody knowing what to click into because we're all busy at the end of the day. So I've got lots of ideas for those, more than I can execute on. Now, I talked about yesterday, I'll link it up here as well, some of the negativity that comes from just uploading in general, and I can see through 99% of that. It's not a problem per se. It's annoying, but it's part of playing the game of online content creation. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, just quickly, it's just this negative feedback culture where people think they can control everybody's voice in the future of the field, which I just don't think is going to win in the long run. But there's actual legal threats that come in when you're talking about content as well. And so far, none of them have been justified. But since we live in a capitalistic culture and people like to control the content that's out there, there's this whole other side that comes with content creation, which is having to be able to afford the resources, the lawyers and such for times when people want to really dig into your content. So those are some things that are currently on my mind, things that I'm trying to figure out how to leverage, what to do next with. If you have any ideas down below, let me know. The number one thing that I need to focus on for this year, what's remaining of it, is not only learning from my mistakes and learning from the processes and the data that I have accessible to me, but also trying to get this in a sustainable format. So if you know anyone that's interested, Patreon, that is the way to go. It is the way that helps this thing live and breathe and move forward. I've got a couple different goals. Check it out. The link's here. And yeah, let me know your thoughts. Should I continue in 2019? Is this even valuable? I'm excited to hear what you have to say. That's your Daily BA. All right, we're going. All right, we're live. Day one reflections, just raw, quick, to the point for the Patreon family. So,
I love Brazil.
All right, if you find this interesting, please hit the like button, the comment section down below. It actually makes a huge difference on this making its reach. Over here is where YouTube says there's something interesting. This is my most recent upload over here, and this is how you subscribe. Thanks for your time. I'll see you in the next one.